Eagle Run 23 here. I am having so much fun. Oh my gosh, the last week has just been crazy project and crazy idea, one after the next. And we're having so much fun. The drawers are open on the workbench because we're not really making a video today so much as we are working and building out a project. Thank you, Brownells, for sponsoring this video. So this it's just mocked up. It's not done, guys. We're not done yet, but this is just mocked up. I could not be happier with the way this looks, and it's a giant long barrel. We have 22 inches of 6.5 Creedmoor here. So our barrel and our action, this is from Aero Precision. I know we don't do a lot of aero stuff on the channel. It's a little typical for me. I like to do some interesting things, show some love to some smaller companies. Typically what we like to do on here. But ever since this came out, I think SHOT Show 24, maybe it was 23, somewhere in there, year and a half to 2.5 years ago. Ever since this came out, it's always kind of been on my list. So Brownells made it possible for us to get one of these in to play with. This gun has a very special project in mind. Anytime we do something, we like to build a gun for that occasion. I think some of you guys work the same way that I do. You got something in your mind, you figure out some things to get it done. And thankfully, through the power of YouTube, I have a lot of cool ways to get some stuff done. So this is the Aero Precision Solus action. There's not a drop of oil on there. Let's go ahead and fix that right now. Ballistol, pretty much use that stuff on everything. Yeah, we definitely need a little bit of oil on there. Aero Precision, this is a barreled upper. This is the way, my friends. This is the way. If you are a little scared of some of the tools required to build a bolt action, which, by the way, there's not much. It's less than what you already have when you're building your AR-15s. But if you don't want to, get into that yet, grab yourself a barreled action. They are not cost prohibitive in any way. And the headspace and everything's set by the factory. It's basically 2 bolts to put it in a chassis, and then the rest of the stuff you already know how to do. So grips and optics. Let's talk about this chassis. This is from Accurate Mag. When you saw this last time, it was black. We have a guy here locally who Cerakoted this for me, basically same day / overnight. I was gonna go pick it up last night because it was done, even though I just dropped it off yesterday morning. Anyway, picked it up this morning. It's done. It's beautiful. Do you know what color this is? You're gonna say that it's FDE. It's not FDE. It is a color that is called mud brown. I guess they've got guys over there naming Cerakote colors because we don't have any periwinkles or any pumpkin spices. We've got mud brown and olive drab green and other colors that just use letters. So definitely FDE adjacent, but not FDE. Which I think is kind of cool because, black and tan are 2 classic colors that go together really well. This is the factory color of a nitrided black barreled action. So I didn't do anything to the action. We could always Cerakote that later, but I'm liking it right here, right now. So if you haven't done one of these before, there's a bolt in the front and there's a bolt in the back. And they call those action screws. And they literally control the whole deal. So this is a chassis, and this is the way that I like to do bolt actions because I do not like the form or look of a hunting style stock with that forend molded into the swept handle and then the stock. I don't like that look at all. It's just, I originally was really not much of a hunter. Now I just pretty much hunt pigs. I do like more of the precision look for a bolt action, like a PRS style look. So most of the bolt actions you see me do are going to be chassis. This chassis is from Accurate Mag. It's one that's been out a little while, but this is the same. These are the same guys that made the How Mini action for us. It just came out at SHOT Show. We're going to Cerakote that one as well because one of the next videos you see is going to be about 6-arc. We're having all sorts of trouble with that How Mini. Another thing I like about doing chassis like this is it's really AR-15, AR-10 adjacent. We definitely started doing AR-15s, but the grip, it's the same. It's literally the exact same. You can run any AR-15, AR-10 grip on these chassis, and I really like that because it just opens up a lot more options instead of doing like a proprietary something or other. It's also true here for the buffer. This is an AR-15, AR-10 buffer tube that screws into the back there. Now, getting one like this actually gives you quite a few more options. You can run any AR-15 stock that you've already got in the drawer, which is exactly where this one came from. This was one that's been in there for a year. I don't even remember what project I got it in for, but it'll look like an AR-15. Now, you can definitely go with some of those skeletonized stocks. You can even put an adapter in here that will allow you to run that 3-slot Picatinny, and all sorts of folding options exist for that. But this is a really great way to go. The chassis are about the same price or even cheaper than a stock, and then of course, you know, getting it Cerakoted and things like that, you can bump up the price on those a little bit. Now, this one's a pretty much bare bones option. I decided to go ahead and take that off for Cerakote, and he painted it as an extra piece. Felt like it would look more professional if it was all painted instead of this just being left off or black. So I think that a lot of the fear that you may have when you're building some of these could potentially even be conquered a little bit because of your experience with AR-15s. And you know, that was true for me here too, because you know, how does this come apart? Well, there's probably a spring in there. There's probably a pin. If you've taken apart a bolt carrier group and stuff like that, it's still in the realm of your abilities. A couple things about this chassis that I want to make sure you know about: integrated ARCA rail, full length ARCA rail. It's a part of the chassis. Having that Cerakoted, you know, kind of help with some of the wear, but as you use that, it's definitely going to wear in there. I also like that the mag release is on this side. My How Many, the mag release is up here, and so when you grab the gun from like a balance point position, I dropped the mag several times when I've done that. Now, the long shot precision grip, you can see that it has a pretty big bump out, and then you wonder what this might be. You may say, oh, that's for my thumb, but the chassis already has a thumb for lefties and righties. Already has one of those, so what would this be for? This grip from Long Shot Precision features a finger spacer, and what that does is it puts your finger to where it has to index the trigger right at the exact right spot. You can't grip all the way through there and you're hitting the trigger at a different spot on your finger each time. It'll be the exact same spot every single time. You can get that really true and pure straight back motion. While we're here talking about the trigger, we're going to do a Trigger Tech Diamond on here. I wanted to run an ELF. In fact, I went on ELF's website to look and see what their options were. I remember he had a couple of different options for the RIM 700, and I couldn't find them on the website. So I called Art Elfman, met him at SHOT Show and NRA Show, and we've talked on the phone quite a few times. And he says that he's discontinued his RIM 700 trigger. I'm lucky I got one about a year and a half ago on our FX7 that's an 8.6 blackout. That one has an ELF trigger. I love it. I would love to have another one. In fact, I tried to get two from him because we've got 2 bolt actions being built. And he said he's got enough parts to make one, but it's not going to matter because no one's going to be able to get them anyway. So we went with Trigger Tech. I have a Trigger Tech in a Grendel. I really like it. It's a soft 2-stage. This one is a single stage. This is their blue diamond one. It's a really expensive trigger. Was able to pick up one of those also from Brownells, and I think that's going to be fun. Now, it's not going to be here for a couple of days. That's fine. We don't have everything else we need just quite yet anyway. So about the stock, again, I don't remember where this came from. It's a takeoff from another project, or maybe it never got put on to be taken off. I don't remember where it came from, but it just goes on a standard buffer tube, and it's not really adjustable, although it is kind of adjustable. Once you've got it on there, you can loosen here and set your length of pull but it's not like a quick or easy operation to get that back if you want to make an adjustment. And you would need some tools in order to actually finalize that operation. So we're going to guess at our length of pull here right now. It doesn't really matter too much for right now anyway, because we still have to get our optic set up and figure out where we want our optic to be. This is a gun that's like a bench rest gun or a prone gun, and so if I'm gonna be prone, I don't know, I might not even want, I guess I can run a bag. The more that I think about this, I'm thinking I'm gonna put a different stock on here. We'll have to test this with a bag rider. The other build that I have that features a bag rider, that stock could actually go on here too. There's no reason why we can't steal that for this project. That's the cool thing about a stock like this. You just, you know, given that it's so easy to take apart and you can swap whatever stock on there, I guess we'll run it like this because I have it. We're not trying to spend a bunch of money to get this up and running. Thankfully, a lot of this can be made with some stuff and some projects that we've already got in the works. All right, let's slide over and talk about this optic. A set of Vortex rings on here. I'm not a big fan of Vortex, but I had them. They're the right size and they're the right height, and so we might use them. I feel like it does need to go back maybe just a little bit, but we can play with that. I do have it perfectly level in there right now, and just waiting to torque everything down until we put our final stamp of approval on it. But this is the Telson Target Master. It's a 5-25, 34 millimeter tube, big objective, crystal clear, nice fine crosshairs. I really do like this scope. This is the second one that I had. This product has been on the market for 6 months or so. Right around Christmas time, they sent one out for a review. I shot maybe a couple hundred rounds through it, and then I had to send it back. I'm looking forward to spending more time with this one. I do get to keep this one, and it really kind of learned to dial it in a little bit better. This one is Mill. My other one was Mills as well. It's got the really cool knurling on here, making it grab easy for the fast focus. All the knurling on here is really nice. It does have an illuminated target, but this isn't a gun that we'll probably shoot at night. It's also a gun that probably won't see any hunting action. 22-inch barrel, 6.5 Creedmoor. We're building this to do long distance things. That's the need, and this is the tool that's going to fill the need. It really is shockingly simple to put these together and have a really nice quality gun. There are lots of guys out there that are selling $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 rigs like this. And there's definitely a step up in quality to be had from here. I would consider this among the middle of the road, trending towards budget. It's not cheap stuff, but it's also not the nicest stuff on the market. There's two things that are definitely upper tier. That TriggerTech Diamond trigger is about the top of the heap as far as triggers are concerned. And then the Telson Optic is a high quality unit. There are scopes that cost more, but I'm not sure that there's scopes that actually perform much better, and this is a good combination of that price and performance. The Solus action in the barrel, to be determined. We'll have to see how it does. It's 6.5 Creedmoor. It's very forgiving. We, of course, are going to run a suppressor on the end of that because down there because we've got the threaded barrel. Not for sure which suppressor we're going to run, and we could have a different option here in the next couple of weeks for suppressors because that kind of stuff changes about weekly. So this gun needs to shoot tiny groups, and the plan right now is to take this exact setup out to Utah to shoot with Jim from Backfire TV this fall. When he got his range set up, we did get an invitation to come out and shoot, and so we're kind of narrowing in on some dates. It's going to be a lot of firsts for me. I've never done any competition really at all other than, you know, shooting with a buddy, and that was probably AR-15s and not incredibly recently. I've taken a couple pistol classes and some carbine classes where there's a little bit of a competition, and then we did the sniper training where it's a bit of a competition, but that was those were professional snipers SWAT team members, and so I wasn't really on their level, even though I did finish third overall. This will be the first time it's going to be like a timed event where you have to shoot small groups, you have to shoot at distance, you're going to make your own wind calls, there's no spotters, and you want to get on that leaderboard and try to sign his container. So I would love to put Eagle Run 2-3 up there and set a really good score. I don't know if this is the rig to do it or not, though. So quite a bit of testing, figuring it out. Big thank you to Accurate Mag, Long Shot Precision, Telson Optics, of course Brownells and Aero Precision for helping me cut some of the costs in getting this together. All of those companies are great to work with, and none of them sent things to us with strings attached. I am 100% free to criticize and to critique and review as we see fit, and that's the only way that I like to do it. I don't want any strings. I need to be able to stay neutral, and if this doesn't work, we're gonna try the 6GT up there. I showed you guys that in a video the other day. 26-inch barrel 6GT. If this doesn't work and it doesn't do what we want it to do, shoot tiny groups at 600 yards, 700 yards, able to reach 1,000, and shoot those MOA targets. If it doesn't shoot that, I'm gonna just have to switch to the Faxon and run the 6GT. I don't know anything about that caliber. We've got 200 rounds of ammo headed towards us. I already have a ton of 6.5 Creedmoor, so we're good on ammo. I guess this guy really just needs a suppressor and a trigger, and it'll be ready to go. So exciting. We're going to see who makes it to Utah, the Aero Solus or the Faxon 6GT. Here's the thing. I know the Faxon 6GT is capable. So we're going to give 6.5 Creedmoor. I know it's perfectly capable. We just need to see what this barrel and action are capable of, and then how my rig and my build goes together, and how capable it is, and also how capable I am. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. More on this coming soon. There's going to be some testing, ammo testing. Potentially there's going to be some reloading as well. I don't know. We're going to see where this takes us. We have no agenda here. We're just going to let it go where it goes, and I'll report it all to you along the way. Thanks for watching.